home for you now, the
Yeah,
US? Or,
definitely, definitely. Funny enough, I haven't even been back to England since me and my parents have been working on trying to be able to go back and see it because they've been back a couple of times. But this is definitely home for me. I love Texas. I love America.
And then going back to that SI story, you also, I guess, had told them that you had a conversation with Pete when you got in trouble about maybe not even being in the program anymore and having to redshirt. What can you tell us kind of what happened there?
Yeah, basically it was I made a mistake. I messed up, and there were some consequences. It was a really close decision with Coach Pete from what he told me that I was almost out of the program. And so basically he told me, he sat me down, talked to my parents, and basically they just said that, he'd give me one more chance and that, I had a really thin rope and that I just needed to win everyone's trust back. And I was just grateful, immensely grateful for the opportunity to still be here because, that would have really been a tough situation if I would have got kicked out of the program.
And you had to redshirt? That was part of the deal?
Yeah, that was part of the deal. I was going to have to redshirt, and then like a week later or so, I tore my ACL.
How has that changed you, knowing that you had that thin rope and that you had to win back trust? How did that change you going forward?
I matured fast. When I made that mistake, I was really immature, still doing dumb stuff, and just having such a big thing like that to happen, it really shook up my world and really made me like sit back and say, like, you got to really smarten up, you got to mature up, because you have an opportunity that a lot of people don't. And I talked to my parents and they told me the same thing as well. They said you need to make sure that you take advantage of the opportunity that you've been given. And so I just feel like now, looking back at it, I've really wisened up. I've really learned from that decision, and I feel like I'm moving forward really good.
To tear up your knee a week later, I mean, to go through all of that in a 10-day span or whatever, how hard was that on you?
It was tough. I mean, like I said in that article, I was really probably at my lowest point, just getting in trouble and trying to win everybody's trust back, trying to do that through working through scout team and giving them good looks, and then tearing my ACL. So I felt like I was just useless, and it kind of made me almost went through an identity crisis where, what am I without football and stuff like that. But, I held on to God, I held on to my family, my friends, and my team, and, I worked through it, and it's good to see, like, looking back at it, seeing what I've been through and seeing where I am now. It's really, really good to see where I came from.
Any thoughts of leaving at that point, or were you committed that football was you wanted to make this work? Or?
Definitely. I mean, after I made that mistake, I had a lot to prove myself that, because I still hadn't even played college football yet, and that was my dream. So for me to have left, it would have just been like I did everything through high school and all that for nothing.
What does it mean to you to be here now, given all of that?
It's amazing. I'm just, like I said, I'm blessed, and I'm very grateful. Like, I'm extremely grateful for what I've been through and the adversity that I put myself through, and just to be where I am now, I'm really grateful.
We talked all last year about trying to find a number 2 running back to help you out. What have you seen from that group, and do you feel like there's some guys that can help you out?
Yeah, Devin, he's really stepped up big time since the spring throughout the summer. He was working really hard, and he's really getting to be that number 2 back. Also, we have Jack, he's working really hard. Charles Bertoli, and then it's good to see some of the younger guys step up. Jeremy McNichols, J-Mac, he's been balling this fall camp. He's been doing a really great job, and Corey, he's getting it as well. He's working hard. So it's just good to see the whole running back room. Everyone's just trying to push each other to get better each day. We're all just trying to help each other out.
As a feature back last year, what did you learn about keeping yourself healthy and keeping yourself ready to take 25, 30 carries a game?
It was really just a thing to where I have to wear the trainers out, After games where I got more carries, I would just make sure that I was in the training room a lot more often than maybe games where I didn't get as many carries. So it's just a thing about keeping your body feeling fresh throughout the long season.
Any specifics, things that you would do?
I would do a lot of ice baths. I'd do a lot of game rating, which is an ice machine for my legs and my knee, just making sure my knee felt good, and then just trying to stretch out as well, trying to stay flexible throughout the long season.
In a day and age where it seems like systems are using more and more running backs, do you take pride in maybe being a guy that can't tote the rock 30 times? And talking with coaches from around the Mountain West, they feel like you're the type of back that can do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I definitely take pride in that. Being able to be a guy that my team can count on to hold the ball 30 times, maybe 30 times a game. I'm really excited to see if that does happen this season and if I can really step to that challenge.
We'll talk about the innocence of you running around a tree, you know, either beginning of your football career,
Yeah.
the adversity that you responded from. I was asking you about the NFL and being the guy at Boise State. I mean, are you living the college dream right now?
I would say so. I mean, I'm at a great college whose fans, you know, are super passionate about their team, in a great state like Idaho and Boise. I'm living the dream. I mean, I'm playing college football at the highest level you can play at one of the greatest colleges in America, and I'm enjoying it. And I have a great team, great coaches. I mean, what else could I ask for?
From a running back perspective, how does what you were asked to do last year compare to what you're being asked to do this year in this offense?
We have to think a lot more. I believe that the running backs, just from what we're doing now, there's like Coach Harson's offense with all the shifts and motions and stuff. You just have to be aware of a lot more stuff. You have to be knowledgeable of the offense.
Talk about playing at football at the highest level, SEC opponent right out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, known for physical football and all that stuff, and a lot of NFL type, you know, players that are going to be in that game. I mean, how is important to you to stack up in that game?
It's gonna be probably the biggest game of our season. I mean, even if we weren't playing the SEC team, it's the first game of the season, and with our mindset, the first game of the season sets the tone for our season. And Boise State in the past has done really well when we played those big time opponents in the first game of the season. So we just want to make sure that we uphold that tradition, and we're just excited to go down to Georgia August 28th to play Ole Miss. So we're really excited, and we know it's going to be a great game.
Thank you.